comes to having unhonesty staff, dishonest people who put ghosts on a payroll, people who are failing to run Itojo, one of the oldest legendary hospital. People are failing to do a lot of improvement in Rohama, despite having Mama as a resident and a guardian of the district. They are not learning from her ethics of doing things right. So it's a warning to all the districts that are not performing well, and yet you are given money to perform. We are not going to sit down and relax, because some of the things that causes poor service delivery and hate from public towards government has been poor service delivery. But what we need now is to have strong leadership. And strong leadership should start right from LC1, LC2, LC3, LC4, LC5, and then members of parliament. So what we need is effective financial management, evaluation and performance. We should have mid-term, short-term, and the long-term strategy to improve service delivery in our local governments. You really have
a strong conviction.
Yeah, so we are going to work. We shall work. Many people may not believe, but you need to believe that I'm the minister in charge of 71,214 villages. I'm the minister in charge of all those 71,214 villages, and I'm also the minister in charge of 10,717 parishes throughout the country. As for the just recently concluded election.
In the context of Uganda, I've just said that you're coming for these districts, and you're in Tungamo, you're throwing some of these districts. Those phone calls, how will you manage the phone calls that come through?
You see, we are going to have, first of all, we are going to create a call center where young people will be employed, and they will receive reports from each sub-region. We shall have 18 languages spoken in that given call center, where the poor will call and complain and say, I've been asked for 200,000 before I'm given $1 million shilling of PDM, which the president has made clear. By the way, I want to inform the public that the president has made it clear the time of politeness, the time of forgiving, the time of keeping quiet when you are stealing or when you're failing to do your job has come to an end. And he says he will fire. He has mentioned firing over 4 times. Since he elected us as ministers, since he announced a new cabinet, he has said, I will fire those who are living in the villages, and your people are extremely poor, and yet we are sending you money to make those people get out of poverty.
So the question is, why has decentralization remained in the name, your view?
You see, what I know, decentralization is working out well in some villages, and it is also working out, not going well in some villages. And a couple of reasons that are affecting performance. I will not say corruption alone is one of the things affecting performance in our areas, but also there are limited revenue in some given areas, insufficient fund we are sending to them as central government, but corruption and the misuse of the little we are sending them remains the biggest hindrance of progress in given villages. Lack of skilled people, having people because the minister knows you, and you call service commission that please employ so and so. Please don't call me for a job, because once a district doesn't perform, they will say the human resource officer was called by the minister. So a minister should not be calling for placements in the districts. When the decentralization came up, they allowed the district to form their own district service commission. But again, the district service commission formed have remained some of the most corrupt, selling jobs. Land officer, 50 million, it happened in Masindi some time back, where District Service Commission and Chairman LC5 were blaming each other over selling a job of a land officer. One group received 50 million, another group. But that time, I wasn't a minister. We had an interaction with the AIGP, director in charge of CID, as well wishers of Masindi. Imagine when we sat in a meeting with them that time, actually it was a week before the president named me a minister, we told them now, this is what we need to do. What we need to do is A, B, C, D. So they said, they are talking as who? Who are they?
They're asking you.
They were, yes. Who are they to summon us and to tell us about our administration? They have never been in power. But remember, I'm a taxpayer. I'm a medium taxpayer. I'm running 12 companies.
But you were a minister then.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't a minister. I wasn't named a minister when we had this interaction with Masindi district. We are well wishers, and it's a responsibility. Citizen participation is involved in Local Government Act 243. Citizens are given a right to participate in the running affairs of their given locality. But sometimes citizens will say, "I'm not a leader. I'll keep quiet." For me and the Honorable and the Mr. Tom Magambo, we never kept quiet. We said this is our district. Poor performance will impact on us. Poor service delivery. You fall sick in Masindi Hospital. The doctor who was running the hospital died some time back, but they will not replace a doctor because Service Commission were fighting. They will not get a DHO in a given hospital because people are fighting over corruption and over selling jobs. So all those things must stop. High poverty levels have been reduced with the introduction of PDM, but still it remains a challenge to some other people who received the PDM and never used it well.
Let me ask you, Honorable Minister, shouldn't there be consequences for the poor performance and service delivery in these districts?
Now, this is what I've been telling you. We are not going to allow a poor performing cow to remain a cow. Why should you remain a cow in a district when you are the accounting officer sent to a district to ensure that the district progresses? The district performance of cow, the last poor performing cows in the last report that came out, and they are still at work. I don't know what they are doing there. All those ones should go. So we need to have an average performance of any given person. So monitoring and evaluation is one key component that has been left out that we need to strike on. And I want to assure Ugandans, we are going to work. Personally, I will work. Yesterday, I went to bed at 3 a.m. speaking to people in Bulambuli and Butaleja and all these other places who are fighting over. You have a commission and you're not allowing a commission to work. 2 billion is returned to Kampala because you have not filled the gaps in the district, and then you want to shine. You want to perform like a district with full workforce capacity. All this must stop. So we are going to work, and please don't come to me that you want a job. I don't give jobs. My work is a minister. I will monitor and implement and evaluate.
You're throwing threats here. All ministers and start like that until one phone call comes from a high office and says, Balam, back off, then we don't see you.
Now, His Excellency, the President, has made it clear is the time for politeness. He has been polite. He has been polite. He acknowledged he has been very polite and forgiving. He said the time for politeness has come to an end.
You, Balam, from Masindi, can touch someone from Ntungamo?
What do you mean? If at all I arrest somebody, by the way, Ntungamo has many of my friends from Rohama, Kini. But if I go to Ntungamo and I find the chief administrative officer, or the parish chief, or the deputy mayor, or the deputy town clerk is not doing his job, I will come back with you in a drone. I'm going to move with a drone. We shall put you in a drone, hand you over to Isoke. They conclude the investigation, take you to court. If Kini calls me asking that I should forgive a cousin, Kini Kalisa calling me. I know Mama cannot call me. Mama, she will not. Mama, she will say, my son clean. Our mother wants us to have a clean district. So people like Kini should stand with us, not call us to support or to forgive relatives and friends or children of a bishop or a pastor who's doing the wrong. And who's making our government look shabby and untidy. I will not allow any call from anybody as long as I'm conducting an operation. Next week, I'm going to Bugisu. I want to know the people of Lambuli, the people of those districts, why are they performing poorly? And yet, government sends the same amount of money for PDM in every parish in Uganda, regardless of where you come from, including Muzei's own Rachitura village, Rachitura parish. They get also 100 million a year. It is the president's parish. So the same money is sent to all parishes. All the 10,712 parishes are receiving the same money. So if they receive the same money, why are they not performing? Why do we have bad bridges when they give you money for road fund?
And maybe to be fair to Kini, I think you are just giving an example.
I'm giving an example of Kini because I know Kini, when I go to Rohama, he will call me. But let him call me to thank me for arresting the thieves.
All right.
Yes, I want Kini to call me for arresting the thieves.
The bottlenecks, I've spoken to local government leaders, and they say some of the biggest bottlenecks are these conditional grants that they are given. These conditional grants cannot permit them to do other things that are near or more important?
You see, now I want to talk about grants. There are some grants meant to provide space, good working space. I will give you an example of Woodmead, which is improving streets in given municipalities, building tax park, building markets, lighting the municipalities. I will give you an example of Masindi. It is a district, one of the oldest districts. Started probably in 1918, with the first hotel in Uganda in 1923, Masindi Hotel. But when you go to it in the evening, it looks like a burial ground. It looks like a burial ground. The place is not lit. So when we get a grant to improve lighting in our city, improve drainage, create more working space, a market, because the market has reduced and the workers, people who want to work in the market are many due to PDM and other government initiative like Myoga, Operation Wealth Creation, has created wealth to many homesteads, and many people feel can trade, but the space to trade in is little or minimum. So some grants are working. So as long as the conditional grant is given, implement it and solve that problem.
Do you think it's time to rethink some of these grants?
No.
Because think about it, Honorable Balam. You're giving me a grant to build office space. I have the biggest challenge in my area is a classroom block.
You see, what we need to do is simple. As we negotiate as government, we should prioritize, like the president has prioritized this term. What does he want us to do? He wants to invest in science, technology. He wants to invest in production of more power. He wants to have to expand the money for road fund, which has been $1 billion to a district, to more money. He wants to give a municipality which has more bad roads, probably 3 billion instead of 1 billion. He wants to give the parishes through PDM, the parishes that are overcrowded. I'll give you an example of Buhuka in Hoima, the landing site in Butiaba. I visited it recently. I found us 14 villages, one parish. But at 14 villages, the parish has lived longer and the population has increased probably to almost 40,000 for a parish. So that parish should become probably a sub-county. But again, creating additional administrative unit is a cost. So what does the president think? That instead of creating more administrative unit, such a big parish should be added more money. Probably we should say big parish should add 300. So that beneficiary in a given year, the number increases to 300. Under PDM, the 100 million given at the beginning, now it's 4 years. The 100 million given the first year, the second year, when you bring it together, it is 200 million. Recently, the last 2 years, we also added the 100, making it 400 million. The money that must be paid by now are the last 2 years, because PDM is after 2 years. Every 2 years, you pay back 1,100,000. Okay. So we need just to use the money that we are getting well and be intentional and be strategic in whatever we are doing.
You see, the issues of local government are very confusing. The citizens who go to health centers without medical personnel, they go to schools without teachers, they move on very impassable roads, blame the local government in turn blames the central government. Where should a citizen...
Now it's a collective responsibility. Hospitals have been given drugs, and drugs end up being sold to clinics owned by the health workers working in those hospitals. Now the president soon will come out probably with a directive that anyone working in a government or a government hospital or a government pharmacy should not operate or should not work in a private pharmacy. If you so wish, then vacate. We have so many interns who are at the end of the day qualified and they don't have placement. So we should have an intention of removing the corrupt in all systems. In health, we have corrupt. You find a hospital, like I've given you an example of Itojo, with the ghost workers on a payroll. You find a hospital like Itojo, drugs enter this morning, by evening they are out of stock. So where are they heading? But opposite, there is a pharmacy selling drugs, and when you say doctor is prescribing for you, go to that pharmacy, they sell original drugs. Yes. The same that happens not only in Itojo, most government hospitals, there is a pharmacy adjacent it. So we need to know who are the people owning these pharmacies. And we need to know the type of drugs they are selling. Government drugs should bear a stamp of government of Uganda, not for sale. So should you do monitoring and evaluation and you make a surprise attack with National Drug Authority in one given pharmacy, you'll find several government products on shelf being sold. So we need now to be intentional and we need to be honest. That is why it is time now to have local council leaders who are transparent and honest. We should eliminate those bad leaders who can't follow up on government. Following up on government doesn't require the Minister of Local Government to come and do everything. But the LC1 chairman in a given area has a mandate to ensure that whatever government is doing is our contact of government.
Let's just look at that very example. Masindi Hospital, where you come from, how big is the area it is serving?
Now, first of all, I want to thank the President for finally allocating close to 50 billion to expand and improve Masindi Hospital.
50 million?
50 billion.
Okay.
Masindi Hospital was built in 1917 by the whites who started Masindi Hospital, who started the Masindi Hotel, and who were operating a railway through Masindi to Masindi Port. That railway which used to go up to Namasagali Railway, which was built, I think, in 1923. That is when those things started happening. So Masindi was a planned colonial city at the time of the colonial rulers.
40 years later, we can't see it.
Yeah, so now what he's doing, what the president has decided to do, intentional, as we prepare for AFCON and even before, I requested him that it's time we fix Masindi, build the staff units which were missing, build the out of a reception area, build the more wards, build the maternity wards. So we have received money and work is in progress. The Prime Minister launched that program recently. Masindi, Buseruka and Hoima, they are going to be improved. And many other places, Chiriandongo has been undergoing facelift, and many other places. But having a building without having the right intentional patriots working in those hospitals has also contributed to poor performance of a hospital. A hospital is not a building. A hospital are the people running a hospital. The human resource, the people running a given hospital will make the hospital work. So it is a reason now we need to have clean leadership right from LC1. Let us give people a chance, regardless of their political party. Those people who are standing and they have ethics and integrity, or they are honest in whatever they do, they are the people who should line behind and make them your LC1 chairpersons.
We looked at the local government scorecard beyond corruption and maybe absentee workers. As a minister, what do you think many Ugandans and perhaps the previous ministers overlooked in the performance of local government?
One is the population has not remained static in local government. There has been a rapid depopulation growth in many municipalities and the centers and urban centers. People now are leaving the village to urban migration. Now, what has caused that? The rapid depopulation growth in urban centers has been caused by the rural-urban migration. So what we are doing as NRM government is intentional to create facilities that can keep people remain in their given localities. Because you don't have to move from Masindi to look for market space in Hoima for you to be a trader. So what government is intentionally doing is to build a market in Masindi. So far, government has built 22 markets. Under our regime, we are appealing to the president to approve $60 million loan from Africa Development Bank to build additional 13 or 18 markets in the other growing suburbs, so that we reduce on the number of people moving. So the more you move to Kampala, the more Kampala becomes so crowded, like one parish in Kawempe. But
Honorable Balam, isn't it disgraceful that after 40 years, this is when you're talking about building these markets in these different districts? Masindi, where you come from, for instance,
you say government
is one of the oldest markets, yet the most dilapidated.
So you see, Mr. Moderator, what you need to appreciate is there are so many other challenges apart from having a market. Like I mentioned, government started with the stabilization of a nation, which takes quite a lot of money and takes a lot of resources. Stabilization and national security should have been the most paramount thing that government invested in. You will agree with me that by the time government, between the colonial government and the past government of Uganda, before the president of Uganda, which took almost half of the century half of the out of the independence time, 1962 to 1986, and even the colonial time before 1962, government had built only 1,500 kilometers of paved roads. As I speak now, we are approaching 8,000, 7,000 kilometers of paved roads.
But
so
when you look at the ratio, when you look at the ratio, Honorable Minister, the ratio and the rate, it's different. They could have built less, but at the rate at which they are building them, it's not the same you are. It too has taken you 40 years.
40 years to build 8,000 roads, 8,000 kilometers of paved road, improve the Maram roads. But again, previously, the other people had close to 60, over 60 years.
No.
Yeah, over 60 years. When did the colonialists take over Uganda?
We're talking about the governments after independence.
No. The governments after independence, they joined in 1962 to 1986.
Would you compare yourself in terms of performance?
No, I'm trying to tell you that we are performing far better. We are performing extremely better in infrastructure, in education. They had how many children in school at the time, how many children we have on free primary education at the moment, how many children they had in the university, how many students in Makerere University admit at the time, maybe less than 500 to 1,000. How many is Makerere University admitting now? 11 to 12,000. How many universities we had at the time? We had one Makerere University. How many public universities and private universities we have?
And
we are
many
approaching
of them
70.
Are on the market without jobs.
That's what I'm telling you. See, there is a danger. We should do graduate and teach job creators other than creating people who are studying social sciences.
Right from your saying, it is pointless to have so many universities churning out graduates and they are nowhere to consume them. That means you are poor planners as government.
You see, what I need to tell you, my brother, many countries in the world, including the United States, Finland, Switzerland, and all these other most powerful nations, they employ less than in the public sector or in the government jobs. I will give you an example of the United States of America with a population of close to 400 million, the USA. They are employing only 70% of their population. The rest are in the private sector.
And they have created
so the reason why they were intentional, the United States and all these other MDC, more developed nations, they were intentional in their courses, the courses they offer. So what we are investing in now as Uganda is career guidance. To tell Solomon Kawesa, or to tell Dalton or Simon Kagwanjala, we should not all study journalism because there are not so many media houses that are looking for journalists. We should go for courses that can create employment. I got my first job when I was 45 years. I got my first government job when I was 45 years. But what was I doing? Who employed me? I was self-employed. How did I start? Doing the list. And I managed to make, and I joined the government at 45 years.
Yes.
2.5 years ago. That's when I joined the government. I got my first paying job where I'm paid by government of Uganda, by the taxpayer on a payroll. When I'm 45 years. Now, as I approach 47.5 or 48 in July, when I celebrate my next birthday, I've been working. So I'm encouraging other young people, let's emulate what made me. Emulate what has made Sudhir. What was Sudhir doing in 1986? I'm telling you, you see, there are many others, the harms of this world and others. There are people who start with trade, small trade. 1 million shilling can transform my life. 1 million shilling with
examples, Honorable, you give.
I'm giving you, like in the villages where I come from, there's a boy called Biarohanga in Chijura, and there's another lady called Mariamu in Chinogozi. These people received 1 million of PDM in the second year of PDM 3 years ago. They intentionally went and bought piglets and started feeding their piglets on grass. Now, when I speak now, Madame Mariam has built a house. Madame Mariam's capital is close to 13 million. But at the same time when she received in her village, there were 100 people who received. But out of 100, only the success stories you can get is about 10. What happened to the 90? They misused their grant. They misused that loan, that small loan of PDM. They married, they took alcohol, they went to Chijura and drank. Others got a second wife. Others ended up leaving the village in Pakanyi.
You know what happened
and they moved
to
to Masindi.
The extension agricultural workers that would have checked on them no longer exist in your local government system.
By the way, that is not true. government has intentionally, under Operation Wealth Creation, put even its soldiers to the rank of a major general to support extensional services and support giving seedlings. General Salim Saleh, where he sits in Kapeka, is running a whole structure of people to support people in agriculture. Its intentional government has been investing a lot of money in agriculture and all these other things to improve household income and homestead income. But many people don't want to listen to this message. The president has been speaking the same message. You saw the lady of Arua, a leader called Adong, who bought a sheep and he was hiring land, and how many sheep and goats she has at the moment. So growth is in a phase. Growth of homesteads and the citizen is in a phase. Many strong countries empowered their people, like what government is intentionally doing, the first government in Africa to give a loan to its people in a balanced manner. Each parish receiving 100 million. Now it's 400 million in a given parish, and yet they are still receiving. And the other money that they gave out before will be rolled back, will revolve. Like now in our 4th year, we should be having 600 million in every parish, which can even form a parish bank, a parish development bank.
It's very interesting, Honorable, but also we have reports that some of these people, examples you give, these are self-made people under who PDM officials and government take up and claim that they have come through the system. Fundamentally, what we see also is that people are not sensitized enough. You give them money without prior sensitization, and that's how they end up.
Now that is why the president intentionally told people.
Why is it the president, not other people?
No. I'm saying no. The leader of government is the president.
Okay.
And whatever good is done in the government, the person who brings it up or the credit should go to His Excellency, the president. So the president has been telling people to form parish development committees or PDM committees, with support from now partners who have joined us like UNFPA, to skill people and also to train people on the different enterprises under PDM. PDM has enterprises, but like I told you, there are some people who are extremely stubborn. There are people who don't want to listen. They are taught every day, but they will do the other thing. They will do the negative. So what the challenge has been is weak local leadership and governance in our villages and in our communities. You cannot put the good program of government with the intention of empowering poor people in a given parish. I've told you and I've given you an example. Each parish now has received a total of 400 plus the revolving 200 that was given in the first 2 years, because now 4 years. Actually, it will be 300. Each parish now has 700.
Okay.
But you find some parishes have only 700 people, but they have not received money because the people who are receiving money, they are not being serious.
Well, thank you. This man, Balaam, the minister, very interesting. Let's go for a break.
Kumulembe kuna abakozi bakyayambala ebintu ebyo bisambala bannannyini makolero si kampuni abakozi mubafunire uniforms eziri ku mulembe okuva mu George Color Solutions banyirire bafulume mu material ne design ebiriko ate nga kuliko n'akabonero ka kampuni yo olwo business babantu mu maaso bagimanye tosubwa campaign eno omulamu akugamba nti stand out mu uniform yo ne George Color Solutions bali ku Prime Complex ku Johnson Street shop number C24 esimu noti 7772 45 91 mwenda wamune ku www.judecolorsolutions.com.
Why pay for someone else's repairs? Say goodbye to hidden costs and hello to peace of mind of a brand new start. Discover the Suzuki range of unmatched fuel-efficient and reliable options. From the iconic Jimny to the new Across Hybrid. Find the perfect blend of style and world-class efficiency. Upgrade today and enjoy 1 year of free fuel and comprehensive insurance, plus 2 years of free service and a 3-year warranty. Trade in your current car or choose financing to start driving as you pay installments. Don't wait. Visit the Suzuki showroom today or call 0800-211-033 to get started.
Oi! There's only one Vinny J.
Football is better with Pepsi. Pepsi, thirsty for more.
Reggae live in concert at Kolo Airstrip na Musambu August Chifura Chigenda Kubera Chomwaka. Get ready for the biggest Ugandan show Musteria Kitombola Waguru Matara Screen, stage, ne sound Ngabiona The Phenom Records Chinye Mtuare Satwe Hare Badingo Konsamomo Mtuare Vili Jeje Mtuare Tan Hare Badingo Gzekumomo Mtuare Satu Mese Yabantu Mkage milioni biri Yabantu Mwana ya milioni satu Nyega kamunyenye Mumkaga tano Kamnyenye biri zero Otunge tiketi yawe Reiji Yata Hawasa Uganda Namani Hati ninye Tabembara Hababushenyi Higara Yantonde Habeibanda Rukunjiri Mwishe Mrebo Mwana wanyu Nachtera Nach Honda Eno shotwagara mwebyani byanyo mate Ebishagara Ebishapa stacking Koranyenye Korona Strip Musambu August Bitegekedwa Abitex Promotions.
The Ministry of Health informs the public to remain vigilant against Ebola virus disease. Symptoms include diarrhea, vomiting, abdominal pain, fever, and body weakness. If you or someone you know develops these symptoms, seek medical attention immediately. Protect yourself and others by avoiding handshakes and unnecessary physical contact, washing your hands regularly with soap and water, or using an alcohol-based sanitizer. Cleaning frequently touched surfaces and avoid direct contact with infected persons' body fluids like vomit, stool, sweat, and urine. To report a suspected Ebola case, send an SMS to 6767 and type alert or call the toll-free number 0800 100 066. Report early, protect lives. Kabalega Petro-Best Industrial Park. Imagine your business at the heart of East Africa's next industrial revolution. Welcome to Kabalega Petro-Best Industrial Park, Uganda's eco-industrial hub spanning over 7,300 acres in Hoima, home to the Uganda Refinery, the East African Crude Oil Pipeline, and Kabalega International Airport. KIP places investors at the center of Uganda's energy transformation. KIP presents investment opportunities in petrochemicals, manufacturing, agro-processing, logistics, warehousing, real estate, commercial, hospitality, ICT, and industrial services. Join us for the official launch on 7th July 2026, live on NBS TV and streamed on YouTube and social media starting at 8 a.m. Secure your place in Uganda's industrial future. Makaije, Karibu, Uganda welcomes you. Kabalega Petro-Base Industrial Park, a project by the Uganda National Oil Company, UNOC.
It's a pleasure you're still watching us on Morning Breeze at the Political Command Center, and we're speaking local government 3 decades later. The cancer that Local Government Act sought to cure seems to be cancerous, continue to be cancerous, and nothing is being done actually to cure it. I have the Local Government Minister, Balam, and he will be explaining more about his stance and the policies that he's going to push under his docket. One of the things he suggested, that he's going to rotate cows, I mean the chief administrative officers of districts, on a 3-year basis. And I want to put it to him, on that disrupt business, and how are you going to achieve it?
Now, first of all, people have become kings in their districts. I will first put a blame on the framers of the 1997 Local Government Act, which was formed after decentralization in 1995. They left out the element, they gave a chance to districts to recruit their workers, but some workers recruited in 1997 to date are still in the same district. So those workers become kings. So we need to stop that by through the same constitution, by making amendments in the Local Government Act. Districts, people working in Masindi should be rotated to Chiriandongo, Obulisa, or Hoima, without causing disruption. But having a worker in one place for 30 years, that's a risk. A worker who can't be voted out because he was given a job and a contract by a given district. So we shall make a few changes in that rotational employment where people are rotated and they leave that comfort zone that I'm making money. You become a king, you go to a land office and the land officer is not there because he was employed by a district local government, service commission. All those things will change. Then cows, I'll give you an example. There are cows who are performing well. The town clerk of Chira municipality. He has performed outright well when he joined and how the municipality is. If you compare him to major cities like Jinja, Mbale, Mbarara, the performance in Mbarara, the corruption in Mbarara is unprecedented level. When we start the cleanup and I hit Mbarara, you'll be shocked. People sit in a boardroom and share 2 billion. In Mbarara, before they don't want the 2 billion to return. So they sit and award the contract, backdate everything to use the 2 billion to make 3 kilometers of tarmac road.
All right, but let's expand this.
Yes.
From in the Mbarara scenario, which what informed your decision on rotation must be some districts that you found out to be rotten. You have just highlighted Mbarara. Which other districts are you looking at?
There are quite many. We have Terego, we have Namisindwa, we have Butaleja, we have Namayingo, we have Jinja district. Jinja district, we have Entebbe, we have Kasanda, there are a couple of districts that are going to be hit. But our rotation should be intentional. Why should they remove a rotten egg from one basket when the egg is rotten or the tomato is rotten and you shift it from one egg to another? Some of them will be arrested. Sometimes investigations are mismanaged. But I want to thank the director CID, Mr. Tom Magambo, and his team, and the State House Anti-Corruption for the work they are doing. Very soon, you'll hear big news where over 64 senior government officials in local government will be interdicted, taken to court, no bail. No bail. And interdicting a staff of local government, and after 6 months is returned because the case hasn't been concluded, that won't happen again. The Attorney General has guided Honorable Sam Mayanja that if you are corrupt and you are under trial, stand trial and complete trial. If they find you are not guilty, then you can work. But you find a deputy town clerk or a deputy something in Ntungamo was interdicted, but again applied for promotion and he was promoted when he's under interdiction. That shouldn't work. Under normal time, that shouldn't work. So our strategy of rotational will be rotate the good to improve the other better or fairly performing good and remove the weak to come and learn. But if we find over time that you are not doing your work and you've been given a chance, then you should leave. I'll give you an example of Hoima District and Chikube. The government of Uganda spends 1 billion in each of the districts to maintain the local Maram roads. But you find a road connecting Chikube via Butema or in Kisenyi, via Kiribanya and all these other places, the roads are impassable. But we have given you a road construction unit in Chikube. We have given you a road construction unit in Hoima. What are those road construction units doing? They are growing sugar. They are growing sugar cane. They are using them for sugar cane.
I saw the Editor General's report who indicated that these construction units are grounded because you have not, central government hasn't facilitated them.
You see, what you need to understand is when they give you $1 billion, plan for that $1 billion to acquire Maram.
That would be a mischarge.
Listen to me, to acquire Maram. No, it's 1 billion. To support the road equipment work. The 1 billion is not to buy new road equipment. The 1 billion is to buy fuel, to get Maram, to get culverts, to maintain the small feeder roads connecting places. That's the purpose of 1 billion. So the intention of having 1 billion given to a district under that decentralization manner is to allow those districts the priority roads connecting places. Year. Yes, but the president, you remember in the State of Nation, he said if we use the 1 billion properly well, and it's not mismanaged, he's willing to increase it to 3 billion. He said we can increase it. Actually, he mentioned 3 billion, then they told him, no, it's 1 billion. He said that 1 billion can be increased to 3 billion if there is transparency, accountability in whatever we are doing.
Let's look at
There are districts that are performed well, like Isingiro.
Let's look at the
but they are ghost
Let's
stuff.
have the graphics to show the performance of the poorest performing districts in the scorecard for local government. Let's look at it, and we have the minister respond to this. These are the figures. And Honorable Minister, I want to invite you to look at those statistics. Toro Municipal, we have Buko, Kotido, Kwen, and Bulambuli. These at the bottom. And you continue to give them resources. Let's look at Bujiri. We have Bujiri, we have at 41%. We have Uyende at 42%. We have Kapchora at 45%. We have Agago at 45.8%. And Kaliro at 46%. These are the bottom 10 local government. And also we look at the overall performance. We have Isingiro, we have Chiruhura, we have Nansana, Kira municipality we've just talked about, and Injeru. The question is, let's look at the worst performing district. I know you have a lot of information having taken over office. And what did you find out?
One, the cause of worst performance in some districts like Bulambuli has been purely corruption and misuse. And then the other one has been shortage of skilled people in the district placements. People pay for jobs. People are paying district service commissions to get enrolled to work. So when you pay, you will not work. You will want to recover the money. How do you recover the money? Misappropriate, steal, give bad contractors. I was looking at Amulata, for example. They built a new district headquarters. They gave them 2.5 billion, but when you look at the building of 2.5 billion, personal as a property developer, I could spend 600 million to have a structure at the standard where it is. But 2.5 billion was given. Where is the weakness? Monitoring and evaluation. Poor monitoring and evaluation lead to poor service delivery and also lead to poor performance in districts, in the performance of given districts. Then poor infrastructure, sometimes. What causes poor infrastructure? People are not using the fund provided to support infrastructure improvement for this purpose. They instead sit in a committee at a district and share. They are giving contracts to relatives to do renovation of schools and hospitals. They are giving relatives. I want to thank the President's guidance that most of these contracts should be given to UPDF engineering. If a UPDF general makes a mistake, General Muhoza has arrested, I don't know how many, in the previous 3 months. Previous 1 year, he has arrested the generals, lieutenant generals. He is arresting serious generals. So we need to have instill the UPDF patriotic discipline in local government. This is the reason now we need to train the new councillors on being a patriotic and intentional. They should not be councillors to share wealth and become rich. I was informing you, despite Isingiro performing well, Isingiro has ghost staff as well. So if we remove the element of promoting dead people as a headmaster or to a rank even of a deputy and is on a payroll receiving payment.
It's a ghost.
Is a ghost. Someone died and is a ghost. So as much as Isingiro is at 95 or 93%, I want to appreciate the leadership of Isingiro for that performance. But we can still do better. We are coming for you. Those ones who have ghosts in the payrolls, ghost teachers in schools, ghost doctors and nurses. I got a call yesterday from someone in Chikube. They told me some workers nurses got study leave. For 2 years, they are earning salary, but they're on study leave. And in actual sense, they are not on study leave. They are working in other districts. So, I mean, why should we do that? So we are going to, as much as we have decentralization of district service commission jobs, we are going to get all decentralized service commission jobs to put them on a centralized system. So that you cannot make a crime in Kamula as an engineer, then you shift to Mbale to work as an engineer to apply for a job in Mbale because you qualify. We shall come for you. And I've told my sister, Honorable Namere, not to fear. Let us be still. The president is behind us. The UPDF is behind us. Elders like General Saleh is behind us. They are telling us, support us. Let us improve service delivery. The biggest challenge, you will not even be having opposition in Uganda if people are getting service delivery. But we get opposition because people feel government hasn't touched them much, and yet government is sending the resources to them. We must wake up. but it's a collective responsibility.
So
on the 28th, as we go for the LC1 election, I appeal to all Ugandans. Let us vote for the chairman who will be able to walk to the nearest health center to confirm the drugs came yesterday, how many came, and how is it working. Monitoring and evaluation, every leader, elected leader by people, either by lining up or by ballot, you have a similar mandate of support government, monitor what is happening in a government facility. Let's ensure that the teachers paid for a given school, like Namasagali Primary School, the teachers of Namasagali are 20. Do a random, be a spy of the minister. Go to a school and say, Minister, here you are paying 20 teachers, but in actual sense we have only 8. So where are the 12? The DHO, the DEO, the RDC, that is their work. We should not now go for a cow that he hasn't performed, and yet the person to supervise the cow's performance, the overall control of a district is the RDC. Both of them should go.
Now,
we have agreed with the minister. All of them will leave.
Honorable Minister, now that you have powers, which outdated section or law governing local government would you want to amend first? We
shall do the entire Local Government Act, improve it to fit with the changing world. The changing world has become digital. The time they made it, 1995, 1997, when they made those amendments in the Constitution, there are gaps that they left out, like employment. Workers who remain in a district for 30 years, they become small kings in a given district, in land department, in education, in health, in all these things, and you can't chase them. Minister cannot go and remove them. So now we are going to make those laws that a minister can monitor. And then on the District Service Commission, it's intentional, and we should be intentional. We should put DISO, RDC, DPC to be members of the Service Commission to eliminate people selling jobs. And then we are also now improving how people apply for jobs. We should do that, centralize the system, add it on the central system, so that people can download, put their apps, even personally as a minister or as a PS or a commissioner, can easily know that there was indeed corruption. This person had more qualifications and more competence and more experience than the one they have given. What could have been the reason? You have just indicated in the early time of our discussion that you're setting up a call center to report, and you're going to employ young people such that you get all sub-regions in order to get reports on ground what is happening. Isn't that a duplication? We have the media center. We also have you see, the media center doesn't do corruption. Do you report corruption at media center? Media center manages media. Media center is managing media. For it, its role is CGRS. Communication. Citizen Interaction Center is doing communication. So the local government toll-free reporting center should be to report corruption in our local governments. To improve service delivery, like why would you go to Itojo or to Masindi or to Hoima Hospital and the doctor tells you to touch you, I need consultants of 10,000. To see a specialist, you need to pay 10,000. Why should you pay? If you empowered Marcella Kareche's entity to be pushing that. There is no problem. Let's see how government works. My sister, Marcella, is doing a fantastic job, just like Media Center is doing a fantastic job. I've told you, government is such a big thing. So being big, we don't have to overstrain one given center. Even the State House Anti-Corruption has a center, but it is doing what it can. Local government should have a center, 24 hours to monitor PDM, 24 hours to monitor Emioga, 24 hours to manage all these programs, empowerment programs aimed at supporting and helping our people get out of poverty. The main role is we need effective leadership. Effective leadership should start right from LC1. So it is my appeal, people, wherever you are viewing and watching from, vote, line up on the 28th, vote the right person in a given place. As you talk about the vote in local government, few people actually know about this. Why aren't you mobilizing people now? We launched it yesterday. Electoral Commission under Electoral Commission under Article 181 is mandated to announce, organize. Article 111. It's Article 181. It's given power to manage eligibility of a nomination, requirement, voting process, declaration, and do everything to do with the election. So they announced their roadmap the other day for local council election. Yesterday we announced also as Minister of Local Government our roadmap on how we should implement and participate and ensure every Ugandan take part. We intend to have a meeting with the Chairman Electoral Commission, who is mandated to inform him that not everyone knows that there's an election.
All right.
So you should release money to NBS, to Radio 4, to everyone to sensitize and mobilize Ugandans to turn up in big number. Because you'll have the best performing president in the world, Yoweri Museveni, but with the lowest performing LC1. Whatever you do on top will not reach down. Because we don't have good people like Museveni at the ground.
Wow, you've mentioned President Museveni so many times. And interesting as we conclude.
Because he's my president.
We conclude the president actually.
You see, the president is my president. And you know, me, I have leaders. In PLU, my leader is Chairman General Moskene Rugaba, the right one. Then in NRM, we have President Museveni as chairman NRM, the party.
But you're mobilizing under PLU against NRM. How do you reconcile that?
You cannot say I'm mobilizing PLU under NRM. PLU is a civic organization. We are not a political party. Some members of PLU, like Mukasambi, they belongs to DP. Like Mnobati Mau is on the Elders Council, is a president of DP. Yeah, I saw the other day Odongoto says he can associate with the PLU if we can do better things, some things that we need to do better. And I promise, yes, those that are not done well will be done. As a civic organization, we are not a political party. Once we become a political party, we shall do better. But the most important thing is we should consult elders. This is the reason why you see me running to Kapeka all the time to consult 002. You're very quarrelsome.
That's the president, what he said.
No, the president said he has put quarrelsome people, and I don't think I'm quarrelsome, and I will never be quarrelsome. I handle my things in a polite
your
way.
Ticket to being a minister.
But the president is a father. Probably think I'm quarrelsome when it comes to stopping corruption. I will quarrel, and I will stop corruption. And then he said he was told my sister Namere is quarrelsome as well. I think as a father, you can study your children and understand them. But I'm a very
thank you very
humble,
much. Thank you very much.
being.
Thank you very much, Honorable Balam, for sparing time to speak to us. And before we take a break, I want to remind you, if you're sending money from East Africa, we have what we call Send Wave Wallet is for you. All you need is hold the Send Digital Money, cash out in Uganda shillings at any time. And between all the 110 countries, download the app, and the app is called SendWave Wallet, and then you'll solve these problems. Final word from you as you head out.
As we end the show, I want first of all to thank the members of parliament from Mubende, Honorable Daudi Kamanda, Honorable Hope, Honorable the Chairman 5, and all the people of Mubende, whom we are working closely together under the guidance of the Prime Minister to ensure we resolve the challenges and problems affecting local government, operation, implementation of the trade order in Mubende. Today I will join the people of Mubende to hear from the source. They claim there is corruption in the market of Mubende. All those things, I'm coming to Mubende. By 11 a.m. I should be in Mubende doing these activities. We shall do them jointly with the leaders of Mubende, the political leaders. So I want to thank all the politicians who have joined me in this struggle to put right things in Mubende.
Thank you very much.
Next week I'll be in Bulambuli. All poorly performing districts I'm coming. I need to know why you're performing poorly.
And you promised to sack them.
Why should they should go?
Thank you very much, Honorable Balam. Yes, decentralization continues to have a huge debate around it, because the framers of the Constitution thought that by decentralizing, they are putting services nearer to the people. But service delivery equation is still highly broken. Thank you for being part of this segment of topical discussion here at the Political Command Center. My name is Dalton Kawesa. Good morning.